Certainly. Here's summary and review of Zoom, the global race to fuel the car of the future by Iain, Carson and Vijay Vaitheeswaran. Introduction. Zoom, the global race to fuel the car of the future by Iain, Carson and Vijay Vaitheeswaran is a compelling exploration of the automotive industry's future in the context of environmental concerns, technological innovation, and global competition. The authors, both seasoned journalists with expertise in energy and economics, provide an in-depth analysis of the challenges and opportunities facing the automotive industry as it seeks to reinvent itself in the face of diminishing fossil fuel reserves and mounting climate change pressures. The current state of the automotive industry. Carson and Vaitheeswaran begin by setting the stage with an overview of the current state of the automotive industry. They paint a picture of an industry at a crossroads, grappling with the realities of peak oil, rising fuel costs, and the urgent need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The traditional internal combustion engine, which has powered cars for over a century, is increasingly seen as unsustainable, both economically and environmentally. The authors discuss the geopolitical implications of the world's dependence on oil, particularly the concentration of oil reserves in politically unstable regions. This dependence has not only driven global conflicts but also exposed the global economy to price shocks and supply disruptions. The automotive industry, as a major consumer of oil, is directly impacted by these dynamics, and the authors argue that the industry must adapt to survive. The search for alternatives. Zoom delves into the various alternative fuels and technologies that are being developed to replace or supplement gasoline-powered vehicles. Carson and Vaitheeswaran explore the potential of electric vehicles, EVs, hydrogen fuel cells, biofuels, and hybrid technologies, providing a detailed analysis of the pros and cons of each. The book discusses the significant advancements in battery technology that have made electric vehicles more viable, particularly in terms of range and charging times. However, the authors also highlight the challenges of building the necessary infrastructure to support a large-scale transition to electric vehicles, such as charging stations and grid capacity. Hydrogen fuel cells, which generate electricity through a chemical reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, are presented as another promising technology. The authors examine the efforts of companies like Toyota and Honda in developing fuel cell vehicles and the obstacles they face, including the high cost of hydrogen production and the lack of refueling infrastructure. Biofuels, derived from organic materials like corn or algae, are also discussed as a potential alternative to gasoline. Carson and Vaitheeswaran explore the environmental and economic implications of biofuels, noting that while they can reduce carbon emissions, they also raise concerns about land use and food security. The role of innovation and entrepreneurship. A key theme in Zoom is the role of innovation and entrepreneurship in driving the transition to a new era of automotive technology. The authors profile several visionary entrepreneurs and companies that are leading the charge in developing alternative fuel vehicles. Notable among them is Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla Motors, who is portrayed as a disruptor challenging the status quo of the traditional automotive industry. Tesla's development of high-performance electric vehicles is highlighted as a game-changer that has forced established automakers to take electric vehicles seriously. The authors describe how Tesla's success has inspired other startups and even traditional car companies to invest in electric and hybrid technologies. Carson and Vaitheeswaran also explore the role of Silicon Valley in fostering innovation in the automotive industry. The convergence of the automotive and technology sectors is presented as a critical factor in the development of smart, connected vehicles that integrate advanced software, artificial intelligence, and data analytics to improve efficiency, safety, and user experience. Government policy and global competition. Zoom provides a comprehensive analysis of the role of government policy in shaping the future of the automotive industry. The authors argue that government intervention is necessary to create the conditions for the widespread adoption of alternative fuel vehicles. This includes providing incentives for research and development, setting emission standards, and investing in infrastructure. The book examines the approaches taken by different countries to support the transition to cleaner vehicles. In Europe, stringent emissions regulations and high fuel taxes have driven the adoption of more fuel-efficient vehicles and the development of alternative technologies. Japan, with its focus on energy efficiency and innovation, has become a leader in hybrid technology. In contrast, the United States has been slower to adopt alternative fuel vehicles, due in part to its historically low fuel prices and the political influence of the oil industry. Carson and Vaitheeswaran also discuss the global race to dominate the market for the car of the future. China, with its massive market and government support for electric vehicles, is portrayed as a major player in the race to develop alternative fuel technologies. The authors highlight China's efforts to reduce its dependence on imported oil and to address its severe air pollution problems by promoting electric vehicles and investing in battery technology. The challenges ahead. Despite the progress made in developing alternative fuel vehicles, Zoom makes it clear that significant challenges remain. One of the main obstacles is the so-called chicken and egg problem. The lack of infrastructure for alternative fuel vehicles, such as charging stations for electric cars or hydrogen refueling stations, makes consumers hesitant to adopt them, but without a critical mass of vehicles on the road, there is little incentive for businesses or governments to invest in the necessary infrastructure. The authors also address the issue of consumer acceptance. While there is growing awareness of the need for more sustainable transportation options, many consumers remain attached to their gasoline-powered vehicles due to concerns about cost, convenience, and performance. The book argues that overcoming these barriers will require not only technological advancements, but also changes in consumer attitudes and behavior. Another challenge highlighted in the book is the need for collaboration across industries and borders. The development of the car of the future will require partnerships between automakers, technology companies, energy providers, and governments. Carson and Vaitheeswaran emphasize the importance of global cooperation in setting standards, sharing technology, and addressing the environmental impacts of transportation. The future of mobility. In addition to discussing alternative fuels, Zoom explores the broader concept of the future of mobility. The authors predict a shift away from the traditional model of car ownership towards new forms of transportation, such as car sharing, ride-hailing services, and autonomous vehicles. These trends are driven by changing consumer preferences, urbanization, and advances in technology. The book examines how companies like Uber and Lyft are disrupting the traditional taxi and rental car industries by offering convenient and affordable alternatives to car ownership. The rise of autonomous vehicles, which have the potential to further reduce the need for individual car ownership, is also discussed as a transformative force in the automotive industry. Carson and Vaitheeswaran argue that the future of mobility will be shaped by a combination of technological innovation, policy intervention, and changing consumer behavior. They suggest that the shift towards more sustainable and efficient transportation systems will require a rethinking of urban planning, infrastructure investment, and public policy. Review and analysis. Zoom is a well-researched and thought-provoking book that provides a comprehensive overview of the challenges and opportunities facing the automotive industry. Carson and Vaitheeswaran bring a wealth of knowledge and insight to the topic, drawing on their backgrounds in energy and economics to provide a nuanced analysis of the complex factors driving the race to develop the car of the future. The book is particularly strong in its exploration of the technological innovations and entrepreneurial efforts that are reshaping the automotive industry. The profiles of key figures like Elon Musk and the examination of companies like Tesla provide a fascinating look at the disruptors challenging the traditional automotive giants. Carson and Vaitheeswaran also do an excellent job of contextualizing the development of alternative fuel vehicles within the broader framework of global competition and geopolitical dynamics. The discussion of the role of government policy and the comparison of different countries' approaches to promoting clean vehicles add depth to the analysis. One of the strengths of Zoom is its balanced approach. While the authors are clearly optimistic about the potential of alternative fuel vehicles to address environmental and energy challenges, they are also realistic about the obstacles that remain. The book does not shy away from discussing the significant hurdles that need to be overcome, from infrastructure and consumer acceptance to technological and economic barriers. However, the book is not without its limitations. While Zoom provides a detailed analysis of the major players and trends in the automotive industry, it sometimes lacks depth in its exploration of the social and cultural implications of the shift towards alternative fuels and new mobility models. The focus is primarily on the technological and economic aspects of the transition, with less attention given to the broader societal impacts. Conclusion. Zoom, The Global Race to Fuel the Car of the Future is a timely and important book that offers valuable insights into the future of the automotive industry. Carson and Vaitheeswaran's analysis is both informative and engaging, making complex topics accessible to a wide audience. The book provides a comprehensive overview of the challenges and opportunities facing the industry, while also offering a hopeful vision of a more sustainable and innovative future for transportation. For readers interested in the intersection of technology, energy, and global trade, Zoom is an essential read. It not only provides a clear understanding of the forces driving the race to develop the car of the future, but also offers a thoughtful reflection on the broader implications of this transformation for the economy, the environment, and society as a whole. This summary and review capture the essence of Zoom and provide an in-depth analysis of its key themes and contributions. If you would like to explore specific aspects further or need additional details, feel free to ask.